apologize. I was supposed to be here hanging out with you guys about an hour ago, but I'm so mixed up and so confused. You know, when I went to see Gene and Nathan, I was over at their house in Florida. Man, just day before yesterday, we were hanging out and we were talking about, yeah, we're going to do it at 8 o'clock. We were in Florida, right? And then I flew back here to Dallas, and I don't know, I keep working so much. And I wake up, I go with my haircut, and Gene's called and said, we're going? I said, yeah, at 8. And it was 7. That's what we got now, right? He said, what do you mean? It's 8 o'clock. Yeah, I was still thinking I'm in Florida because I'm in LA, Florida, Dallas. To get the time. Yeah, I slipped that. I slipped that time. But I was getting my hair done too. Let me tell y'all something that's crazy because my barber's been getting on me, right? Because y'all see my hair, right? I'm afraid he's been calling me. He wants to cut it. I don't want to cut it anymore. I said, we're not cutting it. He's like, you got to do something, man. You're looking like. He said I look like Buckwheat. Y'all don't know who Buckwheat was from Alfalfa and all of them. Buckwheat had hair going everywhere. They want to look like Buckwheat. I don't want to like Buckwheat. Don't want to like Don King. I just want my hair to grow, you know, because old men don't have hair. So he was showing me these pics of me on TV and how bad I looked. He was like, man, look at this, man. You know, these pics like this of me on TV. Look how bad I look. Look at my hair. Look at my hair. It's just not. It's not. You know what I mean? So this is the style he says we're going for. I said, oh, okay, I can deal with that style because you're still going to leave my hair up there because I get afraid. Black barbers, they tell you how they're going to do your hair. I'm like, dude, he's been doing this for 30 years. So, yeah, but I like that new style. I'm just letting y'all know I'm going to be dropping that new style soon. I'm just letting you know. But I do want to, yeah, that was the Little Rascals. That's the Little Rascals, right? With Alfalfa and Buckwheat. Y'all, oh my God. Yeah, Alfalfa, Buckwheat, Don King. You know, yeah, that's not what I'm going for. Man, we got so much that I want to rap with you guys about, chat with you guys about, have fun with you guys. But you know, we know a couple of days now away from the big game, Chiefs versus Eagles, February 9th in that Super Bowl. That's going to be insane. And I head out there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. So much has happened. We'll talk about it. And I want to spend some time talking with you guys because we got, of course, the Super Bowl, of course, the Luka AD trade that I don't understand what happened. I just don't understand how that happened. And nothing I've heard makes any sense since it happened. So we gotta, figure all that out. I tell you what, I can't wait Thursday night. That's when we do NFL honors to find out who won MVP and who won all the various awards. Rookie of the Year. Well, you probably know who's going to win Rookie of the Year. I can put that down right now. That's going to be Jaden Daniels. You can give that up right now. But that MVP is going to be interesting to see who comes up with that. Is that going to be Josh Allen? Is that going to be Lamar Jackson? And Lamar Jackson win. If I'm Lamar, I don't even know if I won. Let me tell you that way. I don't want my third MVP and not have a Super Bowl championship. I don't even want it. So that's interesting that I bring that up. Because what I want to do here, before we get into Super Bowl, I want to jump into what I just talked about with Lamar. I'm saying, Lamar, I would be worried about going to get my third MVP without winning that Super Bowl. If I'm Lamar, I'm praying for Josh Allen to win. Because 3 MVPs and you didn't win the Super Bowl is going to put more pressure on you and put more more. Not that I mind. I would love the pressure as a player, but it's going to put more eyes on you. Saying 3 MVPs, but you can't win in the big games, or you can't get over the hump. That's interesting. Now, Josh doesn't have 3 MVPs. You see what I'm saying? So he'll have his first, and then it'll be he still got to get over the hump, Patrick Mahomes hump. But Lamar will have 3. Speaking of MVP, speaking of Super Bowl, I want to get right into what I saw Cam Newton talk about. And I want to talk to you guys about. This is what I want you guys to jump online about and talk to me about. First thing, when I told you guys earlier, I saw Cam Newton say that he would not trade his MVP for that Super Bowl trophy, right? You won't do it. Okay, that's fine. That blows my mind. 10 years ago, if a football player says that, I don't know if he really even ever plays again, or we would have heard people say, I don't want to play with that guy. I would never want to play with that guy. And I don't know if Cam Newton understands what he did when he said it. Because honestly, here's what I want to talk to you guys about. 2015, Carolina went to the Super Bowl. Cam Newton won MVP. Carolina lost in that Super Bowl. Right? They lost the game. 2024, 2025. Well, 2025, that's 10 years. That's my date. 10 years later. 10 years later, Cam Newton goes on and says, when prompted, would you trade in your MVP for a Super Bowl ring? No. Now, I'm asking you guys, maybe I put too much when I talk Cowboys and all that and everything in my team, and you guys tell your thing. Maybe I'm putting too much on everybody if players today only care about the MVP and not the Super Bowl. So you know what I'm saying? So that means we've changed here. And I know some things have changed, but I didn't think it got to that place where people would take an individual goal or over the team's goal. And you do understand, right? So when Cam says he wouldn't trade in, it's not, okay, you got a trophy called an MVP trophy. You're going to give that one back. But you're not going to give back that trophy and not get a trophy. You're going to get a Super Bowl trophy. But everybody is going to get a Super Bowl trophy and a Super Bowl ring. Even the guys that clean your job, the guys that wash all your clothes, all the people that you walk by every day, everybody gets a ring. Al, we had a guy named Al. Al had been with us forever. Al's father-in-law had been with the Cowboys before him. Al's the other father had been with the Cowboys before him. He works in the locker room. Al goes and does everything for us. If we want to get a car wash, he'll go take the car wash and get it washed. He'll take the car to car wash and get it washed. If we say go gas up the car, Al, get these shoes, put this over here. Everything that goes on in that locker room, Al takes care of. Everybody takes care of Al. Al, here you go. Al, here's the Christmas bonus. Al, here. Al, you need anything signed? Al, everything. Al's been there forever. Al walks around with them Super Bowl rings, man. Some of the proudest things. He gets to show his rings off. So when I saw this, I thought about everybody in the building. We got such sweet secretaries in the building that have worked all year long. They get rings and trophies. So it boggles my mind that you can say you're going to take that individual trophy over everybody getting a trophy. I just got to talk. Is that where we are right now? Is that where football is? Because that's scary. That's scary. And also, I say to you this. That's also why we are seeing the domination that we are seeing from Patrick Mahomes. Because if everybody else around here is only worried about self, and I got a machine in Kansas City, and we play for one another, Now you see why they're coming up winning and winning games the way they win in the end. And this is the last thing I got to say about Cam, and then I'm going to get to your things you guys are talking about, because I want to hear this. People like Cam say that because he doesn't got a ring, just like Melo and Barkley say they wouldn't trade their Olympic gold medals for a championship. That's just hilarious. Herm voice, you play to win the chip. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Shake Raheem, I guess that's what it is. That Shake Raheem Black. Okay, I can take that. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I understand. Listen, dude, that's perfect. That's perfect. I understand that he's talking out of his pain when people say that, because they did win. But my next thing is, Cam doesn't understand the door that he opens. I'm an analyst. I analyze. I realize. I'm a spiritual man. And it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Now, once Cam in 2025 says, I'm going to hold on to the MVP trophy over that Super Bowl trophy, as an analyst that analyzed and realized, I go all the way back to 2015 and say, Cam, that MVP trophy you got in 2015, there was also an opportunity in that Super Bowl. Now, the statement you just made make me come back into that opportunity that you had in that Super Bowl. What opportunity are you talking about, Michael? There was a play that the ball got fumbled right in front of you. And now, I didn't question it 10 years ago, and other people did. They said, Cam didn't die for that ball. Cam didn't make a play for that ball. Cam should have made a play for that ball. I didn't question it, because I understand as a quarterback, your momentum could be going one way. And by the time you change your momentum, because you're trying to take that snap and go back, change your momentum, somebody's on that ball. I didn't question it. But like a courtroom, once you open up the door, now I got to extrapolate and go all the way back. And once you said you'll take your MVP over that Super Bowl victory, now I got to question, what the hell you didn't do? Why didn't you die? So is this what you were talking about? This why you didn't dive heavy for that ball? Because you were thinking more of you than us, more of me than we? You see, I don't know, and I love Cam. Cam's good. As much as I know, times I've seen him, I love him. But I'm bringing up a point here. I'm not pointing at the man. I'm trying to explain the situation. And if you're not true to who you are and real with who you are, that you open the door for stuff like this to pop back in. Now people can say that mentality, that abundance in your heart is what stopped you from diving for that ball that could have changed the game, that could have given everybody, all the secretaries in the aisles that work in the building, a ring too. I just need to know, am I the only one that see things like this? Am I crazy? Am I the crazy? You know, Bill says, well, Mike, you were an ultimate team player. You understand a lot of these other cats don't. It's just that's fascinating to me. It really is fascinating to me in the ultimate team sport that we could even be thinking that kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I can guarantee you this, and we can make this applicable to right here, right now. Right here, right now. The only reason the Philadelphia Eagles are back here in this Super Bowl, and I got to give them credit, it's because they realize it ain't about self. It ain't about self. It's not about selfish. You got to play selfless, and you got to play for the next man. Winning championships is a promise made one man to the other. I'm going to get my job done today, every day. You gotta have that ability to make that connectivity. Now, they're in the Super Bowl this year, and they didn't fall apart this year because Saquon glued it all together. Yep, Saquon Barkley came and glued it together. You see, when it could have been a rumbling between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, the steady hand of the man, Saquon, makes you ponder. So now he's a real star and he's being a real leader. He said, I don't know, I get the record or not. It's not about me getting the record. It's about my team. He's saying these little things that will, that resonate in the locker room. So then I see the A.J. Browns handling himself a different way because he smells a real leader in the room. And he says, oh, shit, that's a real leader right there. He has laid out. He laid down self. He laid down selfish. And he upholds selfless. And that'll give Philly a shot. You see, Kansas City, that's the one thing that they've been whooping everybody's ass with. Right there. That thing. Look at the relationship between Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. You think they'll put it on the line for each other? You don't think they're selfless? You see what I'm saying? That whole team is like that. And it's going to take people like that to beat them. It's going to take people like that to win any Super Bowl. And I see the rumblings of that in Philadelphia. Remember, I told you guys, it's the valleys that determine how close you get. And in those valleys, you get closer and you come out better. Philadelphia went in that valley, it came out better, and now they're here at the Super Bowl trying to knock off the King of Kings. And I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see that happen if it's going to happen. I don't know which way history this thing goes. Do these guys get the third straight Super Bowl championship? I'm doing a little pep talk to both teams. So the Chiefs, I'm thinking of how to play with what the Chiefs are doing and coming up with a thought saying this kind of history that the Chiefs are after is the kind of history that stands literally above all of history. When they step on the field, the Chiefs on Sunday, and place feet to turf, they will be setting their feet on the ground where never a man has ever set his feet. I call these never evers. Whenever you could be a part of a never ever, that means this is the history that sits on top of all of history. You win 3 in a row. That's a history that has never, ever been accomplished, that sits on top of all of history. Do you know what kind of togetherness it's going to take to snatch that away from them? Do you know what kind of bond you got to have to go in and say, after all of that hard work, winning one Super Bowl is very difficult. Winning back-to-back is very rare. Winning 3 is impossible. You put all that on the line when you walk on the football field. In Philadelphia, you can't come in with any of that meanness and thinking you're going to beat them. You can't be nobody, can't be no me. It must only be we. And all the we is still going to be hard. Going to be hard as I don't know what. So you got to match the collective will, not just the skill. And that's what Philadelphia is showing me they have ability to do. The way that's why I talk about the defense, right? I talk about remember I told you about how many Georgia Bulldogs are down their defense. Why, Michael? Why is that so important? They have about 8 guys on their defense. Why is that so important, Michael? Because they got a previous bond. They already know. They've been talking with each other, playing for each other for years, even prior to coming to Philadelphia. That's why you see it on the football field. They be running around like crazy men. I'm like, damn, that's scary. They everywhere. The big fat jokers too. They be running hard. It's hard to beat a team with that collective will. And Philly has it. And Kansas City has it. And Kansas City is going for a never, ever. And Philly is trying to prevent that confetti falling twice in their face, and they're not celebrating. I was reading and studying the other day all the rematches in the NFL. I know Troy and I think it was Pittsburgh or San Fran or someone. All the other three, they had three other when they play each other again. All the other rematches when you play one time in the Super Bowl and you get to play again in the Super Bowl. I think it was 3 times it happened before. Troy, Jim Kelly. Each time, the guy that won the first time won the second time. And now going up against the madhouse of the Chiefs and all that Andy Reid and all that brings in the Andy Reid Bowl because of all he did with Philly. Now you gotta go in with this thing also against you. This has never been done before, where you're going up and you're beating the guy that beat you the first time in the Super Bowl. And that's that kind of stuff right there, that's the stuff that makes these Super Bowls great, you know? And that's what makes them so important, because no matter what, either way, we're going to see some history being made. If Jalen Hurts win, that's the first time the rematch ever got won by the guy that lost the first match. If Patrick Mahomes win, that's the first time we've ever seen someone get 3 in a row. It's going to be a barn burner, and I'll be there tomorrow night. I'm going to try to bring you along as much as I can. Leon, put Leon back up. I want to go with what Leon just talked about. I just said, Leon wants to say, Philly wins time of possession and don't turn the ball over, they win. You say that as if it's very easy to win time of possession and don't turn the ball over. And Philly should win time of possession. They have a good chance of winning time of possession, but they got to be patient. And we asked a question on the show about Jalen Hurts. This is not the time to try to take the straitjacket off Jalen Hurts. It's time to tighten it up and run the ball best you can, and make sure you don't make that one mistake, because he said it, time of possession and don't turn the ball over, they win. I'm with you on that. Leon, that's good analogy, because you're absolutely right. Time of possession, that means you got to hold on that ball, boy, and keep him on the sideline, 1-5, and you can't turn the ball over. Philly would have won the first one had Jalen Hurts not fumbled that ball. I believe that. And you know, Jalen Hurts believes that. You know he's going to be tossing and turning in that bed. He's going to say he's not, but he won't let that go. Eagles have one weakness, and Spagnuolo will be on that. Now, the Spagnuolo, the one weakness, are you talking about the blitz? Because the Eagles were much better against the blitz this year. Now, it's easier to be better against the blitz this year because you got Saquon Barkley. Last year, without Saquon Barkley, they were not good against the blitz. At least Jalen Hurts wasn't. He had 15 interceptions last year. 9 of them he threw against blitz. And Spags will test that. He will test that. There's no doubt. And whenever you get in a threatening moment, a threatening position, a threatening to score, he's going to get a chance. He's going to send some people at you. And here's the kicker. You know, there are certain things that, okay, if I'm playing against team like Kansas City, I just saw what he did to Josh Allen. I'm going to tell you this. I'd be damned if Jalen lets, I'm not like Cam, if Jalen lets them surprise him with the blitz. They surprised Josh Allen with that cat blitz, that corner blitz. They surprised him by not letting anyone go in motion, and he read it as zone, and then they still sent that blitz. That he has to be careful with. You have to be prepared and be ready to know in crucial moments in this game, I'm going to get something that I haven't seen in this game, and you got to be ready. Nick says, I think the physicality that the Eagles play will also be a factor. Number one, defense. Number one against big plays. And here's the key. You got to get to the quarterback. You got to get to the quarterback. The Super Bowls that they've lost, think about it. Remember, lost to Tampa? They got to them in Tampa. They were not, that Tampa defensive line got to Patrick Mahomes, and that's how they won that game. You got to get to Patrick Mahomes, and that defense has the ability to do a lot of things. Jay Morales, what do we say? He was saying much respect, Cowboy Nation. Baby, you need to be the Cowboys' next head coach. I keep telling people, I got, man, I don't know, it was too much history, too much bad, crazy things. Not that I did anything, just too much junk out there. So the way I see it, and I was joking with people, but I don't take it wrong. But I just got to get my man Dion. He's the pure thing in there. That'll be just like me being in there if I could just get him in there. But because I know we're so much alike in that way, I know so much alike in that way. I know what kind of man he is. I know how he pushes the player to play. I know how he talks about team and unity and creating the right kind of culture and everything. And, that's all. So I want to be right there with him. Hey, you're right. I will give you that. You know why I said that to Shara King? I said that. I hope I'm saying that right. And he's saying we hustled Mavs GM. You're absolutely right. You hustled the Mavs GM. I don't even know what it's called. I don't even know what to call it. That dude had a real, I don't know what you call it. I don't know what you call it. And even everything I've heard makes no sense. Everything I hear makes no sense. I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, Luka, stop." Luka carried you to a final. So whatever you think it is, whatever you say it is, it ain't enough to stop him for carrying you to a finals, and you just gave that young dude away. Anthony Davis is a good player, but I'm still taking Luka. 8 days a week and twice on Sundays. I'm taking Luka. Barkley should have been MVP. A lot of right, yes. And you know what? It would have been. That's interesting because that's most valuable player for a team in leadership. You're right. We talked about what he did on the football field, but I just talked to you about the things that he did that didn't show up in the stats. As a leader, most valuable player, and his influence was beyond the yards he ran and the touchdowns he got. That's a valuable player to me, Bill. That's a valuable player. Losing Luka would be like Cowboys losing Parsons. Yeah, talent-wise, I see what you're saying, but losing Luka is even bigger than that. I get the gist of where you're trying to go, but losing Luka is like the Chiefs losing Patrick Mahomes. You get what I'm saying? And the kick I got with the Parsons is Parsons has great ability and he tries to affect every play. Luka affects every play. He's getting the ball. He's going to distribute the ball, but he's going to score with the ball. Carson does not have the ball. He's trying to stop people from distributing the ball and tackle them. I have to liken this more to you losing a Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson because this person takes care of the ball. Everything starts with the ball in his hands. Everything starts with the ball in Luka's hands. So I love the Parsons on star versus star, but effectiveness over effectiveness, there's a big disadvantage. And that goes to Luka, because Parsons can't touch the ball every play. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, let's go through some of these here, guys, because I think it'd be interesting. You guys kind of tell me your thoughts on this here. Because I know for February 6th, the NFL honors, we'll have a lot of honors and people that deserve some awards. They got up. Let's go through some of them. Assistant Coach of the Year. I want you guys to shoot me who you think. Aaron Glenn, Joe Brady, Ben Johnson, Brian Flores, Vic Fangio. Assistant Coach of the Year. Now, I want to tell you where I want to go. Let me see. Well, Aaron Glenn, Joe Brady, Ben Johnson, Detroit offense did some things. Detroit defense did some things, banged up and everything. Joe Brady, Brian Flores, Big fans. Aaron Glenn got his guys to that NFC Championship game. And when I look through, because remember now, we start getting up here and people playing well, you start saying, okay, now, if everybody's doing a great job, then you start saying, okay, who's doing the great job with less equipment? Roki says Ben Johnson is Assistant of the Year, and I like Ben. I think that's a great pick because what Ben did, what he did with that offense is absolutely is brilliant and incredible. He built an offense that gave Detroit what they lost in Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford gave you the big play. You see, Jared Goff was the efficient guy, dropping the ball off, giving you the short game. But Ben Johnson gave you a short, efficient offense with explosive plays. So he incorporated plays to help Jared Goff. I thought that was a great job. I don't want you getting out your comfort zone. And I'm still going to get explosive plays. Ben Johnson, he is a good choice. But I still, out of the two, Ben Johnson, and a lot of guys, all of them have great years. Out of the two, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, right there on the same team, I got a lot of people coming up Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson. They love OC. But because we love offense, everybody will go there. I'm going to go with Aaron Glenn because Aaron Glenn had to keep doing it, and a lot of people kept getting hurt. And he had to keep coming up with ways to defend with people getting hurt and continue to put people on the back end. Now, people will say, they were giving up a lot of points. He had a mass unit. You know what was happening in the defensive backfield. He had a mass unit, and he still put it together. And he played well. But you can't go wrong with any one of those guys. Aaron Glenn, Joe Brady, Ben Johnson, Brian Flores, and Vic Fangio. Congratulations to all of those assistant coaches, man. You had a great year. Either one of them would be a great choice. And a couple of those guys also, good luck next year as you move to your new spot and become the head coach of a few teams in there. Now, comeback player of the year. This is interesting. Christian Gonzalez, J.K. Dobbins, Joe Burrow, DeMar Hamlin, and Sam Darnold. This is or hard choice. This would probably, for me, be the most difficult category right here. Comeback Player of the Year, because you guys can sit and see people deserve. Well, we see that there's so many parts to this. There's the season that the person had, and you can think about all of these guys, they have pretty good seasons. But you think about also what they're coming back from, kind of injury that they have, and what kind of play did it all get? You see? So, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was in conversations about MVP, even though he was on a team that was fighting to get to the playoffs. It didn't even make the playoffs. Joe Burrow, they were talking about putting him in the MVP conversation. So he's put some things on the field. Sam Darnold too. And then, okay, so now what's on the field has been put, all of them put great things on the field. Since they all had pretty good seasons and put great things on the field. Sam Darnold had one of his best seasons. Since they all put the good things on the field, now we go to the things that happened that brought them off the football field. And there's no story bigger than the Damar Hamlin story. So, you start saying, the Damar Hamlin story, what was he fighting back from? It's his play on the field. It's what they did this season and what he's fighting back from. That Damar Hamlin fight back was a serious fight back. Sam Darnold was fighting for his career. And he comeback player of the year because he put his career back back on wax. I know people said weigh it in, kind of put it back somewhere, just take another step back. But I believe Sam will get a great opportunity somewhere if they decide to move on from him. He's going to get a great opportunity somewhere. So that's just a hard one. For me, I would look at a Damar Hamlin because of what he went through, but then I would love a Sam Darnold because what he went through too. Jay Lewis said Sam Darnold. I love that. Jay Nick goes Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? And see, Jonah Banks, Damar Hamlin. You know what I mean? You put those because it's the story. It's the story. It's the story. All of it. I probably, honestly, will go with Sam Darnold. I'm going to have to go Sam Darnold because he went to a new land and became an immediate man. And I mean, he put up a year. So there I would have to go Sam Darnold on Thursday night and let him win that comeback player of the year. But everybody will be emotional, just like everybody's talking about here about Damar Hamlin. Coach of the year, Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, Minnesota's good. Dan Campbell, boy, he did a great job, Dan did this year. Dan Quinn, ooh, Andy Reid, Sean Payton. Andy Reid, 7 straight. Just become a victim of your own success there. We expect Andy here, so it's no big deal. It's 7 straight AFC championship game. That's just amazing. So, yeah, you go Andy Reid every year for the last 7 years, and you wouldn't go wrong making him coach of the year. Kevin O'Connell did a fantastic job, like with Sam Darnold and putting that offense together. Dan Campbell kept his team going when they got hurt, too, Dan Quinn and Sean Payton are the two for me that jumps out. Dan Quinn, Sean Payton, Coach of the Year. That's a hard one. And if I'm honest with you, and I will always be honest with you, uh, my personal is getting in the way here. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Dan Quinn did a fantastic job with the Commanders in establishing that culture and making that team what it is with that young quarterback, and Jaden Daniels. That's a hell of a job to get to where they got to in his rookie year. But I also look at Sean Payton and see the job he did with Bo Nix in the Denver Broncos, and that looked like hell on what it looked like it was going to be garbage early on when he was scoring at Bo Nix, but they found a way. Jonas Bank, how could Dan Quinn not win it? He turned it around in 1 year, seemingly did the impossible, but so did Sean Payton. That seemingly it was the impossible. Yeah, Quinn got it. Quinn, everybody has Quinn in, and I like Quinn. That's why I said for me, it goes to Quinn or Payton. Now, I'm gonna give it to Sean Payton when you ask me, and it's why. It's why I'm giving it to Sean Payton. Even though Dan Quinn did a fantastic job, and either one of them, or they could split it, I'll take them both because both used rookie quarterbacks and got to the playoffs. But Dan Quinn, as the head coach, oversaw it all, but not the direct development of that young quarterback. He had Cliff Kingsbury, Cliff Kingsbury and all those guys taking care of the quarterback situation. Sean Payton was the head coach of a team that was disastrous in Denver. And you thought it would take a few years to get them back on track. And they got right back on track and found his young quarterback. And he was directly involved with the development of Bo Nix. So for me, offense over defense, I'm taking Sean Payton. Sean Payton, you are the coach of the year. I'll give you guys the Roy, rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, and the defensive Roy. But let me go through. We already know. And this is another one. I don't need anybody to say anything to. But all these young guys had great seasons. Malik Neighbors, Bo Nix, Brock Bowers, Brian Thomas Jr., and Jaden Daniels. I don't know how anybody doesn't pick Jaden Daniels here. And all of these other guys could have been easily Roy, the offensive rookie of the year. Malik Neighbors had a phenomenal year with the Giants. And I already talked about Bo Nix, phenomenal year. Brian Thomas Jr., phenomenal year. Jaden Daniels, phenomenal year. I say this joker for last because I just think this joker going to be different. Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers, well, I'm telling y'all, watch. That young dude there is a beast, man. I love that dude. Hey, boy, Brock Bowers is a beast, man. I can't wait to meet that fella. But I'm going to give it to Jaden Daniels. And nobody will question that. And it's going to be interesting here. Who wins defense award? Who wins that? Cooper the G. Chop Robinson, I'm going Cooper the G. Every time I saw somebody interview Cooper the G the other day. It was so funny. I was like, yeah, I like that. Brandon Fisk, Quinyon Mitchell, Jerry Verse, Cooper Jr., or Chop Robinson. You know, and wait. Is that not a great damn name? Right there. Chop Robinson. Dude, imagine playing defense and it's what's your name? Chop Robinson, chop your ass down. That's what I do. I'm gonna chop you down. I love that name. Cooper DeJean, my man, though. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, I just like it. That's the area that I will run in with that. This right here is what bothers me too. Yeah, I'm with you, Jay. I'm with you. He said Cooper DeJean. I know it. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Hey, but this next one, Offensive Player of the Year. And this is what bothers me here. So, okay, now we'll go MVP, and there's always a quarterback. Then we come down to Offensive Player of the Year, and you have quarterbacks sprinkled in this all the time. Saquon Barkley, Joe Burrow, Derrick Henry, Jamar Chase, and Lamar Jackson. Now, we'll give a quarterback Offensive Player of the Year, but it seems like, and we'll give him MVP, but it seems like Offensive Player of the Year goes to something other than a quarterback. Something other quarterback, then we need to give it to something other than a quarterback. We need to just have a quarterback award and then have a real MVP. And you know, if they collide, they collide. But I want to give people an opportunity outside of the quarterbacks to win Offensive Player of the Year. No doubt, I'm going to go Saquon Barkley here. Joe Burrow, all of that. Derrick Henry, phenomenal year. Jamar Chase, the Triple Crown winner. Lamar Jackson probably going to be MVP. But I'm giving Saquon Barkley this because he has earned it. He's really earned MVP. But this is the constant, you know, it's like, take this instead. We can't give you the MVP. Take this instead. Defensive Player of the Year, this is a tough one for me. I don't know which way I would go with this. There's so much to it. And some great players. Defensive Player of the Year, you see TJ Watt, Zach Baum, Patrick Surtain. The second is a bad man. Love him. Talk to him and his dad. Played against his dad. You can see what he got to learn, where he learns everything he knows from. But he's a better athlete than his dad. And he has his dad. His shoulders up. His dad brain, but better athlete than dad. His dad. Appreciate that. I love them. They both good dudes. Trey Henderson, that's a bad man right there too now. And Myles Garrett, who has requested a trade. Here again, these guys here though. Usually it's a TJ Watt or Myles Garrett. You know what I mean? It's usually this award usually go to somebody that's going to get to the quarterback. Unless you are Patrick Surtain II that led the league in interceptions and return touchdowns and all of those things. It's hard to get that Defensive Player of the Year away from a guy that gets to the quarterback, like a Myles Garrett or TJ Watt. Either one of all those are bad boys. All of them are bad boys. I don't know who I would say that goes to. Because later in the year, TJ Watt, they gave up some big things over there in Pittsburgh on that defense. But Myles Garrett is just, I don't know if you can give Trey Henderson with the way that old defense went over there. Patrick Surtain, though, I'm gonna tell you something. That Denver defense was real. That Denver defense was real, and he was a serious star, and he got his team to the playoffs. And Pittsburgh did too. But that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't know, Anderson. I don't know. I can't go Hendrickson. I can't. For me, it'd have to be a Watt or a Garrett. Watt or Garrett. If you know Garrett, they fell short, and he's already asked for a trade to get out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? MVP, guys. When I'm talking MVP, we already know what's going to happen now. I believe because they go through this thing, Lamar Jackson and whoever wins first team MVP, first team All Pro usually win MVP. Lamar Jackson, let me just say one, first team. Josh Allen was second team. But I hope that somehow they said, well, when they went head to head, obviously Josh Allen won the game, even though everybody said, my game, he dropped the ball. Yeah, he dropped the ball to tie. It wasn't a go-ahead game winner. It was to tie, and hopefully you get a chance to win in overtime. Josh Allen won the game. I'm just saying. And I thought he was the MVP anyway. And I want you guys to know that because I can't wait for the Super Bowl to go down. And I'll tell you, after I get out here and talk to some of the guys who I think and how I think this thing will play out. But next Monday, is when we're going to go live. Because I want to jump right on this subject. We're going to have history made. And I want to jump right into talking to you guys. That'll be Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I got to learn that's 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 7 p.m. Central. That's 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's all of those time zones that I dwell in, But I will be dwelling towards New Orleans here tomorrow. I will keep you abreast, bringing you into the sights and the sounds of this Super Bowl. So stay tuned, stay encouraged, stay healthy, stay warm, stay engaged. Let's get ready to crown another champion in the Super Bowl. I'll see you guys next Monday, right back here in the locker room, and we will have a new Super Bowl champion. Which way will history play? Will it be a three-peat? Or will it be the first time we have a rematch and the loser of the first match comes up with victory? I'll see you guys next Monday right here in the locker room.